Hi, I'm Bzur with Visage Mobile, and joining me today is Koka from Inside View.
Thank you for having me, Bzur.
Happy to have you. Let's take a moment and actually acknowledge the fact that Koka and Bzur are doing a video.
That's quite a combination of names.
Yeah,
Don't try and spell that at home.
Next time we'll have John and Dave,
Yeah,
or something like that. Sue and Amy.
I go by John at Starbucks. It's my Starbucks name.
So you give John every time you go to a Starbucks?
Yeah. Every now and then I mix it up, but John's kind of the fallback.
Yeah, but there are always other Johns.
Yes, but rarely a John.
Do you end up with like a vanilla mocha frappa latte?
No.
Okay.
See, that never happens.
So let's talk a little bit about social selling, because it's something that you're talking about every day, and Inside View is talking about social selling. So a couple of things that I'd like to talk about first is maybe a quick definition of what you mean when you're talking about social selling, and we see the hashtags all the time. But then a little bit more, I want to talk about how you navigate your social personality as well as your business personality and where those blend or merge together.
So social selling is, it's a new term. We're seeing a lot more now. It's actually getting recognized by the big analysts like Gartner and Forrester. Salespeople have a methodology or a process they run through, but it's always been based on, phone and email.
Yep.
And what salespeople are learning to understand now, especially the successful ones, is that there's a place for social media in that.
Yep.
And it's just another channel. Being active in a social environment is better for you as a salesperson on a personal branding level, as well as for the business you're trying to conduct. By leveraging social networks, because this is where the executives and decision makers are spending their free time, and learning how to navigate those networks and those groups and those forums, you're able to make these connections so that this decision maker will actually want to make the time to talk to you, because they'll see you having conversations with other people, maybe
Right.
It's with them directly, and they'll start seeing you as more of a resource as opposed to just some sales guy that's trying to pitch them a product.
So step back for a second and tell everybody a little bit about how we connected, because it actually happened in social channels.
It did, and the best part of the story is that I hadn't even realized that you were a prospect of the company yet. We were kind of searching around online. We do a lot of listening, and we came across your personal profile, realized that you were connected with Visage Mobile, and just started having little conversations with you because you were bantering back and forth, and I said, hey, this is going to be fun. Any level of engagement is good. I think that you had posted something about being at your son's not Father's Day, but it was like bring your dad to work day.
Oh, I was the lunch dad at the nursery school. Yeah, well, once a month my wife or I go in and do lunch at the nursery school, and I think I posted about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the best part of being on a social network is that it's not just about making a pitch every time. It's about engaging. So you made that post about being lunch dad for the day, and we just engaged back about how that was the most important job there is.
Yep.
I mean, granted, you're a CEO of a big company, and there you are being lunch dad.
So you mentioned that this is an elective, and I think there are places where people blur the line here, because obviously I may not want you to understand what I do on the weekends in my quilting circle, but there are other aspects of what you want to understand about business, where you're spending time, partnerships, and so forth. How do you manage business and personal, and how much do you blur the line?
So as an individual, I manage my own. So I have at Koka as a Twitter profile. Probably about 4 or 5 years ago, when I first started getting involved in Twitter and trying to learn how to use it for work, I set up different channels. So I have one that's very social media related and one that's very sales focused. Working with Inside View, I also manage the brand. So in many ways, I'm the voice of Inside View when it comes through social channels. But at the end of the day, I think that anybody who's managing a brand social profile shouldn't just be using it for broadcasting.
Yep.
We make an effort to blur those lines of having personal conversations with people as well as marketing content.
Right.
And just kind of pushing out our message.
Got it. Now, let's go back to a situation, and there's always somebody in our life, whether it was high school or college, fraternity brothers or sorority sisters, or friends that you were in the band with, or high school football, whatever it may be, somebody that's got that picture that you don't want your colleagues to see.
Yes.
How do you take care of that safety valve?
Well, let's hope that your friends are respectful enough not to post these
Not
things.
mine.
Not yours.
Not mine.
In fact, in many cases, not even mine.
It's not going to happen.
You have to, it's risk versus reward, right? So,
or just a straight payoff.
Yes,
Yeah.
or just a straight payoff. So is the photo going to be damaging? Is it you doing a keg stand, or is it you in some compromising position? I think there's settings you put in place where
Untag.
Yeah, untag, where you basically don't allow people to tag you
Yeah.
unless you moderate it. So none of that actually filters out. But the best advice I've ever given was just don't put yourself in those situations.